We are back, baby, and we got bridezillas. They just keep on coming. The brides be crazy. Hey everyone! Who is ready for Hawaii 2019? Oh, I am. I would love to go to Hawaii. In anticipation of the wedding, and believe me, I know it's a long way away, but I would like to announce the dress code. Oh, there's a dress code. I'm giving you a long notice of 1.5 years. Oh wow, she was not lying when she said it's a long way away. So that you will have time to find and pick out something nice. The dress code is very specific because it will be used to create an incredible visual effect. If done right, it will make our synchronized dancing. God have mercy, there's synchronized dancing. Lord, oh, bless these people. So without further ado, I'm sorry, there's dress codes per weight. Women, 100 to 160 pounds. Green velvet sweater, orange suede pants, Louis Vuitton heels, the famous red-heeled shoes. When we spin and lift our feet, the effect will amaze you. Burberry, I'm sorry, are you buying this? Who's affording this? Not to mention, that sounds terribly ugly. Green, orange, red bottoms and a Burberry, oh my God. Men, 100 to 200 pounds. Purple fuzzy jacket, well, that's lovely. Soda hat. All white trainers, plain glow sticks. Women, 160 pounds and up. All black sweater and pants, any material, black heels. Why are you putting them in black? Because it's slimming? Oh, I see what you're doing there. Men, 200 pounds plus, all camouflage, black sneakers. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Not only is this ridiculous and ugly, it's also very offensive. I would not go. So I was going to my fiance's cousin's wedding on the weekend. 2 weeks ago, she messaged me telling me not to wear my engagement ring or talk about my engagement on her special day. I was a little taken back, but I guess she was the bride, and I was talking to one of the other girls coming, saying I was a little sad since I hadn't taken off my ring since I got it. And she said she wasn't told she couldn't wear her ring or talk about her engagement at the wedding. In fact, the bride is happy for her to talk about it and even was going to announce it at the reception. So this is very personal. I wasn't going to bring up my engagement at the wedding, but you know, conversation does come up. I messaged the bride about how I was a little hurt and confused, and she told me not to come at all then. My fiance went, but I didn't. All night, my fiance was bombarded with questions. Where's your fiance? Why wasn't she allowed? How did the engagement happen? Do you have a video? The bride wasn't happy at all. Well, this just seems very petty and very personal. You need to get down to the bottom of this. There's something personal going on here. The coronavirus at it. Oh, I'm invested. The global pandemic of COVID-19 has added even more pressure to brides and grooms around the world. Whilst many are facing canceling their wedding due to the coronavirus, some are going full steam ahead. Like this absolute charmer of a Reddit bridezilla whose Facebook status was screenshotted and shared to Reddit by one rightfully peeved guest. I love when they expose them. This is the status. Please, please, please educate yourselves. The media is making millions of dollars through hysteria. Please do not give into this ignorant. Know the facts. If you contribute to affecting my wedding, I will delete you and your ignorance out of my Facebook feed. How will I ever survive being unfriended on Facebook? If you don't have an existing health condition, you just have to wash your freaking hands and you will be 0.9% chance of getting the virus. Whatever your beliefs were throughout this whole pandemic, I feel like even if you did believe what this is saying, I think there's a nicer way to go about it, and it's not this. Like, I feel like if people don't want to travel during that time, even though you might not agree with them, you can still understand and say, okay, I respect that that is your feeling and your opinion. We can't have opinions. I don't know if you knew that, but it's 2023, and if your opinion doesn't match someone else's, then you're wrong. So we can't have opinions. Ooh, a Cinderella bridesmaid. My best friend, who is normally very sweet and quiet, was quite rude when she got married. Oh, first she told me when I would be having her bridal shower, set a date without consulting me in any way at my house. And okay, wait. Oh, so she told you, by the way, you're hosting my bridal shower and what you would be serving. I was in the middle of my honors year of my bachelor degree in another city, 15-hour drive away, and she set the date for right in the middle of exams. Oh, well, that's not very considerate. She also planned on making all sorts of things for her wedding to save money. Aisle runner, centerpieces, arc, veil, etc. I came into town the night before the wedding and she says to me, I didn't have time to get anything made, so I need you to do it. I stayed up all night sewing and arranging flowers while she slept. You're a good friend. It was in the middle of winter, and when we arrived at the hall, the floor hadn't been cleaned and was covered with salt stains. There was nothing to clean it with but a bucket and a cloth. So after staying up working all night, I had to clean a floor on my hands and knees. I was exhausted, sore, and hated every minute of her wedding. I didn't talk to her for months after that. Wow, you're just nicer than I am. Sorry, just because it's your wedding day doesn't mean you get to disrespect people. Like, I hate when people are like, well, it's my wedding. I don't care. I don't care. Who cares? Not me. My mom and I saw a great Bridezilla freakout while shopping for my wedding dress a few years back. We were in a small local shop when another mother-daughter duo came in. The attendant, who had been helping us, went up to greet them. The mother said they were here to pick up her daughter's dress, so the attendant looks for her name on the computer, frowns, and says, ma'am, you never bought a dress. What are you talking about? The attendant shows the lady the notes on her computer screen. You said you wanted to think about it and asked if we could hold the dress. We held it for 2 weeks, but when we didn't hear back from you, we assumed you didn't want it. Well, we want it now. It's been over 8 months, the attendant explained. We sold the dress a long time ago, but I can order you another one and have it expedited here in a few weeks. Oh, I can just imagine that. That mom was probably like, you ruined my whole daughter's wedding. This is your fault. No, it's not. It's been 8 months. And like a Mount St. Helens of entitlement, the eruption began. This is unacceptable. The mother shrieked. We have her alteration scheduled in 2 hours. The wedding is a week away. I can't believe you sold her dress. The bride, meanwhile, is slumped against the desk and sobbing like somebody killed her dog. My mom and I are just open-mouthed staring at this point. The attendant was trying to be diplomatic, but is clearly as baffled as we are. Ma'am, we had no way to know you wanted it. You never called. You never put down a deposit. The dress isn't yours until you pay for it. After some screaming from the mother and wailing from the bride, they left. The shop attendant came back over to us and I asked, does that kind of thing happen a lot? The poor lady just deflated, all the time. It baffles me to this day. How do you schedule alterations on a dress that you never purchased? Why would you wait until a week before the wedding to pick up your dress? How do you make it to adulthood without knowing how basic buying and selling transactions work? I don't need to say or add anything to that. That was sassy and beautifully and well said. 6, I work at David's Bridal. Most of the times, it's not the bride. It's the mother of the bride or maid of honor. Oh, I work in alterations. Most of the time, it takes more than one appointment to get things perfect. Bride comes in on her second appointment for us to do any adjustments. She needed a couple of things adjusted. Her mother told me I ruined her daughter's marriage. Not wedding, but marriage. All I could think was if needing to adjust something on your dress and having to come back for one more appointment makes you think someone ruined your perfect life with someone, well, good luck to her groom. Y'all, I've been saying that this whole time. I've been saying that for every video we have filmed on Bridezillas together here. Have I not? I have said, there is someone out there who's looking at this woman, this Bridezilla, and being like, I can't wait to marry that. The bride vacillated between tears and petulant, whining, that we were going to ruin her big day. My boss, who had a bone-deep loathing for brides in general, told her she had ruined her own day by not ordering her flowers before her actual wedding day. The mom tried chewing out my boss for a lack of customer service skills. My boss told her that she was welcome to go down the street to Vaughn's and ask their flower department to make their order with whatever they had in stock. The mom said she'd do just that and reassured the bride that she would have her flowers done by the time her appointment was over. Both women stormed out. Okay, I figured that was that, but my boss told me and the other girl to start on 6 simple dendrobium orchid bouts. Meanwhile, she threw together a ribbon-wrapped bridal bouquet with some white roses that were nearly past their prime and some more dendros. Sure enough, 20 minutes later, the mother of bride slunk back in and meekly asked if we were still able to assemble what they needed. We did. We also charged her a very large tax, a hem rush fee. That's what happens when you literally try to order your wedding flowers on the day of your wedding. That's like, whose fault is that though, for real? Like, that's somebody needs to take the blame for that. We had a bride and her mother show up at 9 a.m. They wanted to order a bridal bouquet, a mother of the bride, Catalaya orchid corsage, a boutonniere for the groom, and 6 smaller ones for the groomsmen. The wedding was scheduled for noon. Yup, 3 hours from then, and they wanted them to be ready by the time they were done with their makeup appointment at the beauty parlor a few doors down. The bride was flipping through the FTD sample book and pointing out the style and flowers she wanted. Think garden roses with long sweeping trails of, flowers, ivy, all 3 of which we require at least a week advance order with our suppliers. She was absolutely gobsmacked that we didn't carry extremely expensive and highly perishable flowers at all times. Same with the orchid for the mom's corsage. My boss told them that since they didn't place an order beforehand, they would be limited to what we have in stock and simple styles that could be assembled quickly. The bride and her mom kept pointing at the book and arguing that we should have those specific flowers in stock. My boss eventually took the book off the desk and tossed it behind the counter. I don't understand how people are just waiting to the day of their wedding to think about flowers. I already have flowers picked out. I'm not even engaged. I think about all the time. I might not ever be engaged. We're hoping. We're all hoping that, right? For me? Yeah. Who's crazy enough to lock this down? I think about it too, don't worry. I worked at David's Bridal. Okay, the tea is at David's Bridal. Apparently this is where some stuff goes down. And I have to say that I never really had a terrible bride. It was always the moms, grandmas, sisters, and friends that were terrible. Either they hated what the bride would pick out for them to wear, or they would hate what she was picking out for herself to wear. At David's Bridal, we have kind of strict appointment guidelines when it comes to time, and a lot of brides that wouldn't find a dress because everyone would bombard her with their opinions and overwhelm them. The worst thing I've ever witnessed was when a bride that has always struggled with her weight came in. She was overweight and had been working extremely hard on it over the last year. It was a slower day and we all loved her story and wanted to make that day special, so we all decided to help. She finally found a dress that she loved and she started crying along with most of us. Then she looked at her mom and asked for her opinion, and her mom looked at her and said, "You look fat in it." We all stood there in silence and the bride lost her happiness. She asked to be assisted in taking it off and then left. It was one of the saddest days that I ever experienced there. So this is not a bridezilla. It's a momzilla. It's a momzilla. That makes me so, so sad. How do you even say that to your daughter? To anybody, let alone your daughter. All right, these are more bridezillas. Do we want to see more? Do we want to see more? You guys, I would do angry groomsmen, but really no one's got that many stories about that. Groomsmen are just kind of chill and they just kind of show up for their wedding. That's the vibe I've seen when I'm reading through things. I am out of here, you guys. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. Oh my God, I have a sneeze. No, we will not. We won't. I'm talking to my body. Whoa, did you guys see that big thing of fuzz? Probably not. And I probably look crazy. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh God. Honestly, listen, we're not even gonna get into that, okay? Because I see people commenting, I liked your videos until you said this and you supported masks. I liked your videos because... I don't care. I don't care what you do or did throughout this virus, and you shouldn't care what I did or what I do throughout it, okay?